morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here. I'm running late this morning, had a lot going on, so between phone calls and some work for the college and whatnot. But here I am, and we had our pick for today, our virtues pick, our something for us to focus on as we go through our day. And today, as I shook up my phone, the word that came up for us was courtesy. And so courtesy is described this way. Let's read the description and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Courtesy is treating others with kindness and tact. We take the time to speak and act graciously, showing people that we value and respect them. We make requests, not demands. We remember our manners, greet others warmly, and listen closely when they speak. Courtesy is a way to honor others, showing them how much they matter to us by how we treat them. Those closest to us need our courtesy most of all. Courtesy is the mirror of their value. So, what a great word. And the thing that stood out to me the most, and almost always does, when I look at these virtues, I think not just about, okay, how can I apply it in my life? And obviously, being courteous and kind with others and tactful and speaking in a way that demonstrates respect and dignity for others is important and something that, we all pretty much remember to do and practice, and it's a part of who we are, especially with people outside of our closest family members. And the times that we forget it the most, I think, is with those closest to us, those family members, the intimate people that are close to us, our partners, spouses, husbands, wives, children. And that's what I wanted to really talk about today because, we can have this... And I just remember, as my kids were growing up, I felt like, well, they have to listen to me because I'm the adult in the room or I'm the parent and they have to listen. And to some degree, that's true, that obedience is a virtue that needs to be practiced too. However, how do we gain? We want their respect, we want their love and whatnot. But how do we gain that? And the only way to gain that is to demonstrate those same things to them. So if we're not respectful in the way that we speak to especially to our children, when I can assure you that it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do anything but model exactly back to us what we have modeled for them and towards them. I mean, how many times have we heard our kids say something and we go, oh my goodness, where'd they hear that from? And then we realize that we say it all the time, or that our partner says it all the time, or they've heard it, by someone else that's close to them. And I mean, that's, one of the ways that they learn. And of course, they learn about attitudes that way too. So if we have an attitude of respect and warmth and kindness and tactfulness with those closest to us in the family, then our children also learn how to do that. So, before we say something to them, like, why do you always do this? Or cut it out, I mean it, and scream and yell. Think about how you could put that in a different way. And I think this is where speaking the language of the virtues is the most effective way of calling on and bringing out the best in our children and ourselves. And I repeat that because it's, when we take that moment to, instead of finding things to blame either ourselves or others, we take that moment and just simply ask ourselves, what virtue do I need right now? And sometimes it is something as simple as courtesy, right? It's about making requests and not demands. And even with our children, they have and do make choices all the time. Now, sometimes they make choices out of fear And that fear of being punished, the fear of getting in trouble, the fear of what, their parent is going to do or say, so they just go along. But that doesn't mean that they totally agree or that they're doing so willingly. They're doing so out of fear and not out of out of love or out of courtesy or respect or any of those things. And so the way we treat our children, the way we speak to them, the example that we set for them, and all of these things really does have an impact on their way of responding to us. And so we want to be especially careful and take special care by treating those most intimate to us, our closest family members, with the same sort of courtesy that we expect and from them, and that we want to and find ourselves giving, especially to those that that are outside of our family. And so today, as I look at this word, I'm going to be thinking about this practice of courtesy within the family. That's, how am I doing this? Am I being short sometimes, or coming off with a quick remark that doesn't come out maybe the way I had hoped, or what is it that I'm saying, and what is the effect that it's having on the other person? And and finding that ability to speak things with assertiveness and with tact, with assertiveness and with kindness, with assertiveness and respect, that's the balance, right? And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. How can I be courteous with everyone, especially those closest to me? So I just, if we want to, we want to teach our children about courtesy, and of course it does include manners. It does include using words that demonstrate that. But more importantly, it is a matter of attitude. It's a matter of that what's inside and what's being shown. And so, it's not just rotely saying thank you or rotely saying please, or and just saying things because it's the right thing to do. But we want to have that feeling of respect for the other person, the feeling of valuing them, and that's only done with the example that we set, and with clarifying for our children and for ourselves that this kind of respect and value and dignity, nobility, love and kindness is all, and valuing others is all a part of who we are as a person and what we want our family to demonstrate as a whole. So those are my thoughts today about courtesy, and I look forward to really focusing on that today, just as a reminder to myself. Because every day that we focus on one of these virtues, it's not just for that day, it carries over. And the more that we talk about and we focus on them on a daily basis, over a long period of time, it becomes a part of who we are. So thank you for being here today. I would again ask that you share this and like it and subscribe to our page, our YouTube page, and we'll continue to bring a virtues pick for each day for us to focus on. And until next time, keep practicing the virtues, especially courtesy, right? And the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time.